It's time, you guys. We have with us in the studio the authority on everything voiceover recording technology. He is the man, let me tell you. He is the owner and founder of VO Studio Tech and has done the home studio of the best of the best. You've seen some of them on VO Buzz Weekly. Joe Cipriano, Scott Rummel, Tara Strong, Bill Radner, and, of course, the late, great Don LaFontaine. When he is not helping everybody else get out of their home studio emergencies, he is the co-host of East West Audio Bodyshop with the master, Dan Leonard. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
We are so happy to finally welcome to VO Buzz Weekly the tech genius, George Whittam.
George Whittam. Welcome to VO Buzz Weekly,
Hi,
buddy.
George.
That was a huge build-up, man.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what.
You
I'm going to live up to
deserve
that.
You know what? I know you're going to live up to that, and I know
are.
that a lot of our guests are like, I wish I had Stacey with me everywhere I go.
Totally.
She does such a great job
But
introducing
your name
everybody.
is always mentioned on our shows, George, and
Absolutely.
you are the go-to guy, and you deserve it, so
Thank you.
That's very,
I'll
very
follow
cool,
you
man.
around.
Well, what do you love most about it, about what you do? Because you said earlier, I want to see if you remember.
Yeah, it was, no, I love it because you're solving a problem that to somebody else is absolutely insurmountable. Like, maybe it's caused them problems for months, even years sometimes. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'll get on the phone or Skype with somebody who's been dealing with a problem for years and never found the answer, and nobody knew how to help them. And then I, in a half hour, an hour, solve the problem, and the relief,
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It feels great.
Yeah,
Energy-wise, it's just, I feel, after a call like that, I feel energized, I feel good, and that's cool. I mean, I'm a problem solver by nature.
Yeah.
Ask my wife.
Yeah.
Anything that goes wrong, relationship, technology, anything, I'm troubleshooting it.
TV reception, he's really good at that.
Yeah, I'm a troubleshooter. So
The great part is that you don't have to live in Los Angeles to
Right.
benefit from working with you. So your company, VO Studio Tech, formerly El Dorado, right? Tell us some of the things that the services that they can get.
well, we are able to serve people around the world. I mean, I've started by working with people here face to face, which is obviously the best if you can do that. It's more efficient. I can touch and listen to things really easily. But so much of the stuff is computer-based anyway. And if it's in a computer, then we can remote control it these days. I can see your screen on my screen, and I can listen to things in real time or over Skype or Source Connect. There's all sorts of ways I can hear what you're doing on your end. So I can do things like dial in your EQ so it matches your voice in your room. I can set the noise gate so that the background noise goes away just the right amount, and that kind of stuff, and do all this stuff remotely. So, and I can troubleshoot things. I can recommend equipment. I can make sure that you're not spending, the money in the wrong areas. I can say, if you'll tell me what your budget is, and some people don't like doing that, but if you tell me, I promise you, I will tell you the right stuff and not say you need an $800 mic necessarily if you're only starting with $900.
Yeah.
I will get you started in the right direction so you're not wasting money in the wrong, you should be spending that money on coaching.
Yeah.
If you're really getting started.
Yeah.
And then the rest is all secondary, but having the home studio equipment, the right stuff is definitely up there.
Yeah.
It's way up the
That's
list.
cool. And I know that I refer people to George all the time, and then the first thing that happens after George works somebody that I refer to, and he gets
I work them all right.
He does work them. The first thing that happens is they call me and they go, "This George guy is amazing," and I'm like, "I know."
Yeah. Okay, so you mentioned Source Connect. We have ISDN,
Right.
Source Connect,
Right.
Phone Patch.
Right.
Can you demystify that, when you use it, what they are, and all of that? Because I know sometimes it's confusing for people. What is it, and do I need it?
Sure. I've blogged about it, written articles about it, so yeah, I can condense this down real
Let's
quick.
simplify
Give
this.
us the nuggets.
You've got like two kind of categories. You've got like the phone patch Skype world where it's not used for recording the actual audio. It's just as a method of communicating between you and the director or whatever. That's kind of like on one side.
Right.
Then you have the Source Connect and the ISDN on the other side. And that is actually for the studio that you're connected to record you remotely. So they're recording you in real time as though you were sitting in the studio with them. It's like, instead of being on the other side of the glass, you're on the other side of a wire.
Right.
That's kind of what it's like. And the voice actors who get to use ISDN or Source Connect, they love it because they walk into the booth or they turn on the mic, they get the call, the little box, the Zephyr box goes blip, blip. And I always say when you hear blip, blip, it's like cha-ching.
Yeah.
I love to change the sound.
Yeah.
You know, but and they read the copy and they walk out 5 minutes later sometimes, and that's it. They're done. But if you're doing a phone patch or Skype or anything else where you're actually the recording engineer and you're recording it, then at the end of the session, you got more work to do now. You got to edit it together. You got to take out the mouth clicks and all that stuff, make it nice and pretty. And then you have to send it off somehow, Dropbox, FTP, email, whatever it is. So that's really how the two are different.
Yeah.
Most people strive to someday be using ISDN.
Yeah,
Because
and now is Source Connect and ISDN, are they the same exact thing, or how do they differ?
they can be interchangeable, but the way they work is different. Where ISDN requires like a dedicated, specialized ISDN phone line,
Right.
and ISDN stands for I still don't know.
I still don't know. That's good.
I still don't know what it means.
Yeah, I still don't know.
Well, if you don't know, then I don't know who.
No, it's basically it's a dedicated digital phone line that you have to have installed in your facility.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And not everybody can get it, especially nowadays. It's getting harder and harder to get it. The phone companies, if you call them and saying you want ISDN, they either pretend they don't know what you're talking about, or they genuinely don't know what you're talking about because the technician you're talking to, the ordering service person, knows what DSL is.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to order sometimes, and sometimes impossible to get depending on where you're located. So that's where Source Connect comes in, and Source Connect uses only the internet. So it will work on any as long as the internet connection is solid and reliable, it will work with any decent broadband internet connection. And you can use it at home, you can use it from a hotel room, you can even use it from a 4G, 3G Wi-Fi hotspot modem. And you can really be working from anywhere as long as the internet connection will support it. So it's a lot more flexible that way.
That's cool. And is it a lot less expensive than ISDN?
It is. It is less expensive. The upfront costs are less expensive, and the ongoing costs are less expensive because with ISDN, it's a subscription, it's a service. You're going to pay anywhere from $40 to $200 a month, I'm hearing, for that service. And then for Source Connect, you just buy the license up front. And if you upgrade down the road, you might pay something to upgrade to a new version.
Yeah.
But you can use the version you have, and it will be compatible with the newer versions for, pretty much until some major change happens.
Yeah.
But it will be forward compatible, backward compatible, and it'll work for years. So, you buy it one time and you're set. There's no
and the
subscription.
portable element is great.
And the portable element is huge,
And just to clarify, if you're just starting out in the voiceover business, or maybe you've had one or two little jobs, you don't need ISDN yet.
Don't really
all right.
need it.
If you do, that's good. That's code for you. Things are good.
We're gonna, exactly. You have some tips for us.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually thought a little bit before the show.
Why don't we, which is very good. Why don't we dig into some of these amazing tips that you have for us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead.
I threw together this top 10 simple, recording tips. I can't say these are in major order, but the number one tip I think is my most important tip, really. But starting at the bottom, number 10.